Hey, girl.
Okay.
Listen.
We're pouring up wine because we're about to have a real serious conversation. Things you need to know. I should have poured you first. I'm so sorry.
No, it's so fine.
You're the guest of honor.
I'm going to drink it regardless.
First, second, tastes the same.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So I wanted to bring Tiffany in so we can just start talking about the loan process. I feel like there's so many different questions. We're going to be doing this often.
Yes.
We do not have a name, but we will think of one. We asked Chat. Chat gave us like 10 options. We gotta go through them and see what we like. We didn't
personalize it for us. You know, we don't want to be like robots.
We got to get Chat to get to know us a little bit more before we, have a name.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm so excited about this.
Yes, thank you.
Cheers, babe.
Oh, need a sip. This is sponsored by Chateau Saint Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes, it's a Savvy Bee, honey, nice and
I
crisp.
love a good Sauvignon Blanc.
Columbia Valley. You know, I'm a wino.
I think I said Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon.
Yes.
I just say Sauv Blanc.
Yeah, Savvy Bee.
Or I say Savvy Bee. Yeah, I was going to say Savvy Bee.
Savvy
Sorry. Give me a white wine, but just not Chardonnay.
No, I cannot do Chardonnay at all.
Okay. Well.
Yes.
Okay. We need to talk.
Let's do it.
I want to know, what is a myth that you think buyers think is a fact in the loan process when they're buying a home?
A myth. Okay. I would say, based on my years that I've been in the business, I always have buyers coming up to me and saying, oh, I'm not ready yet. My credit score isn't perfect. My credit score isn't where it needs to be.
Okay.
And I'm just like, listen, let's see where your credit scores are before we even make that determination. Because you might be in better shape than you think.
Yes.
And majority of the time, they are. You know?
I always think that people are surprised.
Yes. People think you have to have like over a 700 or even an 800 credit score. Even my people that have 700s are like, oh, my credit isn't great. Right. Like, girl, you can get an FHA loan, conventional loan. What do you want? You can get it.
I do find that often where they're like, I need to work on my credit score.
Yes.
Really, sometimes either they genuinely do not know what it is.
Yep.
Or they think a 680 is bad.
That's what it is. They think a 680 is bad when it's actually prime
Let's talk
credit.
about it.
Yes.
Like, let's see what, if you want to, strengthen it, of course, obviously.
Of course. Yeah, but it's not going to deter you or stop you from purchasing a home.
Let's at least know.
Yes.
I think that it doesn't ever hurt to find out what it is, what direction you want to go in.
Yes.
But you're right. I actually hear that a lot. I think you and I had a buyer. She was like, I'm not going to be approved right now. My credit score is not good. And we were like, girl, we got you in a house in 30 days.
Yes, we did.
And
if your credit's not where it needs to be right now, I can provide you with a plan. Yeah. So just don't, say stop, at least talk to us, have a conversation. And literally it could be 30 days from now, you're closing on your home.
No, that happens a lot.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's probably the number one myth that I get, Yeah. And then also, too, just making sure you have enough money saved when there's actually down payment assistance programs out there. We're in a market now where I'm still seeing seller credit. So a lot of my buyers aren't having to come out 100% out of pocket. So there's all this talk out there on TikTok and everything else. Like, talk to a professional, you and myself, that does this day in and day out and has helped several homeowners, be able to purchase their home.
I do think that's so interesting because I would say most buyers, especially first-time home buyers, they genuinely believe that they are nowhere near being able to buy a home. And especially if it's something they want to. Not everybody wants to buy a house. I'm not the kind of realtor that's like, you have to buy one, you know. But I do think that you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
So why not just find out and see what that looks like for you?
100%.
But no, I find that a lot. I do a lot of first-time home buyers, and I think that I see often that people are shocked.
Yes.
They're like, oh my gosh.
Yes. And the approval amount too, right?
Right.
People think, oh, I have to have perfect credit to qualify up to X amount.
Right.
It's really based off your debt to income ratio. So if you make the income and have less debt, you can possibly qualify for the purchase price of the home that you would like.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really good to know.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a myth.
It is a huge one.
It's not a fact.
We debunked that myth today.
Yes. Goodbye. Say bye-bye. Call Tiffany to just find out.
Yes.
Let's just see what's going on.
Yes.
I mean, just the loan process in general.
Yes.
It's, when I talk to my clients, I like to tell them that, it's always very fun to look at homes and see what you like, what you fall in love with. Like, that's It's fun.
Yeah.
But once we get under contract, your lender is going to need stuff from you.
Yes.
And there's a process between getting from here to the closing table.
100%.
So is there something that a buyer can do to, even you're under contract, you feel secure, what can a buyer do to mess up their loan process altogether?
Yes, very good point. So I typically like to pre-approve my buyers up front. And there's a difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified.
Right.
Pre-qualified, they may fill out the application. I'm not verifying any real hard documentation, maybe some stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This looks good. Here you go. Pre-approved, I have all of their documentation and I'm sending them through underwriting to get pre-approved. Right. So that way they're truly good to go. However, even though they're pre-approved, there could be other issues on the back end that we don't see on the front end. The biggest thing I would recommend is to not mess up anything during the financing process. So don't go out and get a new credit card. You might be excited to go get furniture and do all the things to decorate your house. Hold off and wait. Yeah. I have a buyer that's actually closing today. And about 30 days ago, she mentioned that her husband needed a new car because her car went out. Okay. Well, unfortunately, you need to wait until you close on that home because if you go and pull that car, I had to add that into your debt to income ratio, whatever that monthly payment is, could affect you from qualifying from the house. Yeah. So those are like the biggest things. Do not mess anything up on the financing side. Yeah. Even when it comes to like your deposits in your account, don't deposit any large deposits. Okay. And if you do need to deposit cash, talk to me. Yes. I was literally going to say like the words that I literally use when I'm having like a buyer consultation, I'm like, I want us to have a great relationship. And I think I want you to want to use me as your realtor. I want you to trust me. But even more than me, I need you to like be best friends with your lender. Because what is more important than your money? I mean, we're up in your business anyways, you know? Like, hello. But just keep it real. Yes. And you know what? I just want to mention another myth that I recently, please. I was getting my hair done. And sorry to go back to this, but I was getting my hair done and the lady doing my hair, we were just talking. And I'm not really sure how it came up, but she was like, I have 3 friends that are also in real estate, but it just hasn't been great for them because they feel like people who are their inner circle, they don't want to use them as their agent because they don't want them in their business. Yeah. And I was like, you know, I don't have to know anything about unless you want me to. So I tell my buyers, like, what goes on between you two, I need a pre-approval saying this is a sticker price and what we're looking for. You could have been approved for $1 million at one of 500,000. I don't even need to know any of that. All I need to know is that we are looking for a house and $500K. Yep. And you and I are about to go shopping for a home. Yeah. So I was trying to explain that to her. I was like, tell them to just start talking about it in that way. Like making sure that when they are tied into their lender, let them know whatever you want me to know. Yeah. I will know. Yep. It's confidential information. And I will say, I mean, I work with a lot of my inner circle. I work a lot of my outer circle. Yeah. I've never had someone be afraid of me knowing anything about their information. But I do know, I'm sure, like, I don't want you to be my OBGYN necessarily. Like, I don't know if I want you. Right. Exactly. So I don't know. Like, so I get that feeling. Yes. Like, you might not want somebody like in your stuff. Yeah. So I mean, and it's no judgment. It's no judgment. Like, I am literally here to help you. Yes. So. People and you. I mean, I joke about that, but like, I mean, one of our best friends is my dentist. You know, she's all up in my teeth all the time, and I'm like, I wonder if she's ever like. We're out to dinner having drinks later. She's like, oh no, she had that cavity. Like, you know what I mean? What's going on over there? But then she's a professional, right? Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, so, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we are professionals and for a realtor, we have a fiduciary duty to our client. And so do you. Yeah. So, I mean, we do not have to know anything that you do not want to know. We do need to know what you want in your home. Yep. We do need to know your time frame of moving. We do need to know what kind of house you're looking for. Like, I need to know those kinds of things, the fun things. And I need to know how much money you want to spend per month on your monthly mortgage payment, property taxes, homeowners insurance included. How much money do you want to put down? You know, and I need to know that you're pre-approved and we're ready to go. That's really it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but I think just to add to your myths, I do think that's another major one. Like, I can't work with her because I don't want her to know my business. Yes. So anyway, but yeah, what were we talking about after that? We talked about the loan process, and then just making sure, the mistakes. So I always say, like, make sure that your lender is also like your best friend. You know, we need to make sure that we all
are honestly,
I will be your best friend. Just saying, it's not. We're not just saying that.
We're actually the Sag and us. Like we love our clients to become our friends.
We do. We hang out with them.
Yes,
we celebrate
it's so
hard.
special. Celebrate hard. Housewarming parties.
Yes,
like
all the
invite
things.
us. Like we do. We don't let really many of our clients get away without knowing you're about to be a forever client. So I do. I think that's so important. Though. Yes. But that also is where the trust comes in.
Yes.
So, but I do have a loan story.
Okay.
I had a client who desperately just wanted this Rolex.
Could they not wait?
Apparently, the Rolex was about to walk away on 2 feet because the Rolex needed to be purchased. And in my opinion, it didn't need to be purchased. Yeah. But it made a difference. There was some pushback. There was some, delays. And there were, and that's the thing too. Even if in an emergency, for instance, we need a car. Like I get it. Yeah, life. Yes. So, but at minimum, pick up the phone and just call your lender. Yes. Like I always say, just run it by them so we can actually talk it through. We can factor it in. You know what? Maybe an extra $300 a month won't impact your buying power. Well, but we won't know unless maybe you get something temporary that's only for you know what I mean? Yes. But then also too, it's okay. There's if we're all communicating, I might be able to call the seller's agent and say, hey, this is what's going on. We need to push closing back 15 days. There you go. At least we're having the conversation. Yep. But being open, being honest. It's worse to have the conversation after. Like the cleanup is like, oh my gosh, they bought a car. Now we can't close here. Like at least we can at least all work together. Because that's the most important thing. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the great thing about having a good realtor, I would say. It's just your level of communication and being open and honest and talking to the listing agent and coming together a solution as a team. Yes. I truly am a firm believer in just like me and the selling agent, and now we are friends. Yeah. Friends, and we're all at the common goal. We all are. So we do, and I also have to remind, and not even remind, I have great buyers all the time. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you do have to make sure that they also know that we are working all together. It's just one revolving circle. We all actually need to get to the goal. So, we be as upfront, be as, make sure we just all know what's going on. Yeah. There's no secrets between any party. For sure. So, I mean, I don't need to know what's in your lending account, but no. There are secrets, but we just need to make sure that we are communicating well. Yes. So, I'm going to drink to that. Mm-hmm. So good. So, cool. Yes. I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. My next question. Yes. I think that if someone wants to buy a house, sometimes they just simply do not know where to start. So if you were to give somebody advice on it's beginning of the day on a Monday, what can I do today to see if I'm anywhere near ready to buy a home? Tell me what I can do. Sure. Yeah. I get these calls all the time. I have people that just wake up and say, I want to buy a house, but I don't know where to start. Yeah. So I would always say, reach out to your lender, reach out to your loan officer, even if you find them on social media or wherever, just reach out to somebody. That will be my first step. If you don't reach out to a lender, you don't know what to do, I would definitely see where your credit score is at. Yeah. When it comes to the loan application, there's always 3 things that I mentioned: credit scores, your income, and then your assets. So your credit scores, you want to go to what's called the My FICO app. The My FICO app is going to have your FICO scores 2, 4, and 5, which are your mortgage scores. You might see stuff on Credit Karma, Credit Wise. That's your FICO 8. But those scores are more towards like consumer retail credit cards. Right. Your mortgage scores are a little bit more conservative. Okay. If you have like a 650 on Credit Karma, you might not have a 650 on your My FICO. Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know. So if you want to get an idea, I want to say it's like 40. And that's what you look at. That's what I look at. That's what all lenders look at. Yep. It is a little investment for the My FICO app. I want to say it's like $40 a month for all 3 scores, but you can do that for like a month. Yeah, get and then cancel the subscription. Yeah. But at least you have an idea of where you're at there. Okay. Income wise, if your salary, you want to know what your gross income is, for the years, and we just divide it by 12 for your monthly. Okay. If you're hourly and it's variable, we typically take an average of what you did the previous year and year to date. So you might not be able to do that math, but at least do your hourly rate times how many hours you work. Okay. And get an idea of your income. Okay. Lastly, you want to make sure you have some money saved up. Yeah. Right?
So they always talk about the upfront costs, which I know you're familiar with, but the earnest money, option, appraisal, and inspection. You want to make sure you have that money up front. So checking account, savings account, even if you have a 401k, you can actually pull from your 401k, not get a penalty from it if you're purchasing a home.
Okay.
So
that's good to know.
Yes. So typically a lot of people do invest in their 401k. I've had a lot of my clients pull from their 401k to help with down payment.
So I do think when you brought up, making sure that you have the funds.
Yes.
Or just any type of savings and being ready. I think that sometimes I hear that someone might not have any cash ready, but they're fully relying on some sort of down payment assistance program because they're a first-time buyer.
Sure.
And I don't know if the smartest thing to do is to say, I don't really have any cash.
Right.
But I'm going to apply for this.
Yeah.
Assistant program. And does that usually work out?
It depends. So the assistance program, it's a minimum 620 credit score. And then there are income restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So there's different ones. It just depends on like what your situation looks like. However, you still need to have some money set aside because you are purchasing a home.
Yeah.
And this is an asset. You're investing in your future. You're investing in your generational wealth for you and your family. So you do want to have some funds. I typically always recommend, worst case, have about $10,000 saved up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Because even if you do get your down payment taken care of, there's those third-party fees, aka closing costs, that need to get covered, which a lot of people don't reference and talk about. But yeah.
Yeah. Nope, that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for chatting with me today.
Yes,
did you enjoy your wine?
I did. Yes, I'm about to get another refill.
It gets like harder and harder to talk the more you.
I know. I'm like
okay, well, cool. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes,
we might have a name next time. We'll see what happens to see if chat comes through.
Yes,
we'll ask chat.
Absolutely.
Yes, we need like a name for
the
two
series.
Sagittarius girls.
Listen,
but I don't need that in the name. I just was like,
but the energy. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.